Hello and welcome to Everywoman. I'm Shuli Ghosh. On the programme this week, the women of Lebanon. 1 year after the war between Israel and Hezbollah, how are women rebuilding their lives? We hear from fearless war correspondent Fadia Bazzeh about life as a mother in a combat zone. And a deadly legacy, how these women are removing the bombs that continue to kill. Journalist and single mother Fadia Bazzeh was working as a news producer for the Lebanese channel New TV when Israeli warplanes bombed southern Lebanon in July 2006. Despite the danger, she volunteered to go and report from the front line. During that summer of war, she saw her village decimated and a colleague die. But she stayed to report events because she wanted the world to know what was happening.
My name is Fadia Bazzeh. I'm from a village in South Lebanon called Bint Jbeil. I work as a news producer at New TV. During the July 2006 war in Lebanon, I was the first woman reporter to go to the south to cover the events on the front line. When our news team was hit by Israeli warplanes and miraculously escaped death, I felt so guilty because I was the one who had sent them there. So when the station asked for a replacement team, I told them that I wanted to go. There wasn't a single moment of ceasefire. Even the place we were staying in was hit by 6 or 7 air raids, as if they were giving us a message that we had become a target for them. The air raids killed 3 people, including a father and his daughter. One of our young colleagues, Layel, was killed, just like that. I was shocked. It scared us, but also increased our determination to show what was really happening here in Lebanon. Then, all of a sudden, the station itself in Beirut came under threat of bombardment, so we decided to move our offices underground. And we continued our work. We would eat and sleep together at the station, just like a family. We saw more of each other than of our own parents or children. We have many women in key positions. The head of the news desk is a woman, and so's her deputy. Most of the victims of the war were children. That really affected me because I have a young son of my own. I kept seeing the image of my son and thinking that I should stay and report what I was witnessing, because my son might be the next target of an air raid. Ram is 7 years old. I try my best to keep him away from death and destruction. He's the window of light that I didn't see as a child. I try to relive my childhood through him. I live alone with my son. It isn't easy to carry this responsibility as a woman on her own. I need to work around the constraints of my society so I can stand on my own 2 feet and live my life as a journalist and as a mother.
40 days we spent with the dead in the same room, 10 of us.
I walked down the road alone.
I found myself face to face with these women who refused to leave their land. They were born into a life of pain, but through their suffering they gained strength. Even the wrinkles on their faces tell a story. I dreamt of my village twice. Let me see if I can find my house. Unbelievable.
هذا بيتنا.
This is my house.
طالما في ناس بعدها متبنية.
As long as there are people who believe in defending their land and existence, we can rebuild our village and our lives.
ترجع. أكيد بدها ترجع. لازم ترجع تتعمر. لازم يرجع.
I want to build my story from these stones, one stone at a time.
حجرة حجرة. من هون لحجار يمكن.
Well, a year on, Lebanon is not only recovering from that war, but is now reeling from a series of political crises. So what role can women play in bringing stability to the troubled nation? Well, we're joined by Lamia Osseiran, the Vice President of the Women's Council in Lebanon. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. First of all, Lebanon has always had an image of having strong, independent, highly educated women in all spheres of life. And that was really visible both during and immediately after the war, wasn't it?
Of course, Julie. Lebanese women have always been involved and active in every aspect of life in Lebanon, whether political, economic or social. If you go into any office, private or public in the country, you may find women playing a major role in all sectors of society. Whether in schools or universities, in hospitals, in banks, in engineering and construction firms, in legal firms, everywhere. So Lebanese women have a history of actively participating in all walks of life.
Let me ask you about the aftermath of the war between Hezbollah and Israel. What role did women play in bringing society back together, particularly in southern Lebanon?
Well, women had a major role in most of the relief work that was done during the war and after the war, as well as in the rehabilitation and reconstruction projects that were planned for the destroyed areas. And if you look at all the committees working with the UN agencies and other international donors, or with the committees formed by the Lebanese government to tackle with these issues, you find that the backbone of all the people working to that effect are women.
Well, what about the political arena, though, Lamia? What kind of political influence do they wield?
It is here where we are underrepresented as women in the political arena, and it is here where we have to put a lot of effort to improve and widen women's participation in the public life.
What kind of impact does that have on women's equality in day-to-day life if they don't have political representation?
This is affecting women negatively, indeed, because without women in parliament to help us enact laws that may enhance women's participation and empower them in society, we cannot improve the overall status of women. And we are suffering very much from this very little presence of active women in the parliament, and that's why we are asking for some sort of quota or reserved seats for women in the new electoral law, so that we can have more and more women who could help us in our struggle for equality.
It's clear that there is a huge political upheaval in Lebanon right now. What role do you think women could play in bringing more stability to Lebanese politics if they had a greater role in the political arena?
Women have a very crucial role in helping maintain stability in the country. I believe women are concerned with the security of their families and children. They want their children to stay in this country, not to migrate and leave. You know how many young men and women are leaving the country. It's becoming very scary as the numbers are growing day by day. And I believe if women participate, it's not only a matter of social injustice that we want to correct. It has been proven by experience and through the studies conducted about other countries and experiences that when women are involved, there is more sustainable development, more democratic practice, and more stability in societies.
Well, we know that Lebanon has ratified the Convention for the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. Has that had a positive effect?
It has not had the positive effects we aspire for, because Lebanon has placed several reservations on the convention, and these reservations have emptied the convention of its basic components. Lebanon has placed reservations on Article 9, Article 16 and Article 29, which have not helped in promoting more equality to women.
Where do you see the struggle for women's rights going?
We are going forward, we're moving forward, though there are many setbacks due to the political conflict and the consecutive wars we are living and experiencing in Lebanon. However, Lebanese women are determined to move forward. Several positive changes in society and regarding the laws have been made due to the advocacy of women groups. I think we will continue in this struggle until we reach a more equitable society where all Lebanese citizens, men and women, have equal rights and opportunities.
OK, Lamia, it's good to see you take that struggle forward. Lamia Osseiran speaking to us from Beirut there. Thank you. Still to come, the deadly reminders of the war left behind in Lebanon. We meet the women who spend their time finding cluster bombs that are still killing a year on. That's coming up after the break.